forego a small, immediate pleasure for a significantly larger future reward.
Yeah.
It's choosing to invest $100 today instead of spending it on a fancy dinner because you know that $100 could become $1,000 in the future.
It's
Welcome to the Wealth Blueprint, the extended deep dive. I'm Mike Singleton, and for the next 2 hours, we're embarking on a comprehensive journey.
And I'm Christy Waters. We're not just giving you a few tips today.
Now,
We are handing you the full architectural plans, all 40 keys that take you from where you are now to a life of true wealth.
we've structured this as a complete masterclass, broken into 4 critical parts, and we begin with the most important, the bedrock of it all.
Part 1, the mindset foundation. Because you can't build a skyscraper on sand. Let's lay the concrete. Key number 1, Mike, let's start there. Redefining wealth.
It's the essential starting point. Most people think of wealth in terms of, income or net worth. They chase a number, $1 million, $10 million, but that's a dangerous trap. I define wealth with a single word, freedom. Specifically, the freedom to control your time.
The ultimate luxury isn't a sports car. It's waking up on a Tuesday morning without an alarm clock and deciding exactly how you want to spend your day.
Right.
It's autonomy. I once met a surgeon, top of his field, earning over $1 million a year. By all accounts, wealthy. But he was miserable, chained to his pager, his on-call schedule, his malpractice insurance. He had a high income but zero freedom.
Wow.
He wasn't wealthy, he was a high-paid captive.
That perfectly illustrates the difference. And that's why our second key is so crucial, the millionaire mindset versus the scarcity mindset. The surgeon, despite his income, likely operated from a place of scarcity.
Right.
Fear of losing his status, fear of not having enough. A true millionaire mindset, or what I call an abundance mindset, operates differently.
Explain that difference. It's so powerful.
Scarcity sees the world as a zero-sum game. If you win, I lose. The pie is a fixed size.
Okay.
Explanatory, so you hoard resources, you don't share information, and you view everyone as a competitor. Abundance sees a world of opportunity. It believes we can bake more pies. It seeks collaboration. It understands that sharing knowledge or an opportunity doesn't diminish your own. It often enhances it.
It's the difference between asking, how can I get my slice? And how can we build a bigger kitchen together?
Exactly.
This mindset shift is what allows for key number 3, delayed gratification. Someone with a scarcity mindset can't delay gratification, can they? They have to get theirs now before it's gone.
Precisely. Delayed gratification is the superpower of the wealthy. It's the conscious decision to forego a small, immediate pleasure for a significantly larger future reward.
Yeah.
It's choosing to invest $100 today instead of spending it on a fancy dinner because you know that $100 could become $1,000 in the future.
It's the modern-day marshmallow test. And our society is built to make us fail that test every single day. Buy now, pay later, instant credit, one-click shopping. The entire consumer economy is designed to destroy your ability to delay gratification.
Absolutely.
The act of resisting that is a revolutionary act for your finances.
Which requires key number 4, a deep understanding of the psychology of money. It's recognizing that we are not rational beings. We are emotional. We are driven by fear, greed, and social comparison, what Morgan Housel calls the social paradox of wealth, where people want wealth to signal to others that they should be liked and admired. But that admiration is often given with a dose of envy.
And people rarely admire the person. They admire the thing, the car, the house. They don't want to be you, they just want your stuff. Understanding that breaks the cycle of spending to impress people who aren't even paying that much attention. It allows you to build wealth quietly for yourself.
And the tool to do that is key number 5, continuous learning. The world changes, economic landscapes shift. The person who stops learning is the person who gets left behind.
Right.
This isn't just about reading the Wall Street Journal. It's about learning new skills, understanding new technologies, reading books on history, psychology, and yes, biographies.
Yes, read the biographies of people you admire. You'll find their journey was never a straight line.
Never.
It was filled with failure, doubt, and constant adaptation. That's real education. It inoculates you against the inevitable setbacks. That directly connects to key number 9, overcoming the fear of failure.
Let's jump there because it's so important. The wealthy don't fear failure, they reframe it as a data point. A failed business venture isn't a personal failing,
No.
it's an expensive lesson and what the market doesn't want. You paid tuition for that knowledge. Now use it.
I think of it like a scientist running an experiment. If the hypothesis is wrong, they don't cry in the corner and give up science. They say, interesting, that didn't work. What's the next hypothesis? Every failure is just progress towards the right answer. And to do that, you need key number 7, calculated risk-taking. Not reckless gambling, but calculated risk.
The distinction is critical. Reckless risk is putting your life savings on a meme stock you heard about on the internet. Calculated risk is doing your due diligence, understanding the potential upside and, more importantly, the potential downside.
Right.
And making an educated bet where the odds are in your favor. It's a symmetric risk, small potential loss for a massive potential gain.
Which takes immense patience and long-term thinking, key number 8. The world shouts for overnight success, but wealth is built slowly, then all at once. It's about planting a tree you may not sit in the shade of for a decade. Can you be that patient?
And can you maintain that patience with key number 10, the power of discipline and habits? Motivation is fleeting. Discipline is what gets you to invest every single month, even when the market is scary, even when you don't feel like it.
It's automating your success. Your habits should be stronger than your excuses. And with that foundation, that disciplined, patient, learning-based mindset, now we can enter the engine room.
All right, part 2, the engine room. This is where we build the machine. It starts with strategic financial planning. This is your blueprint. It's not just a budget, it's a comprehensive plan that defines your goals, your timeline, and the exact steps to get there.
If you don't have a plan, you're just a ship without a rudder, floating at the mercy of the financial currents. And the very first command in that plan is key number 12, the pay yourself first principle. Before the rent, before the groceries, before Netflix, you pay your future self.
This is non-negotiable. Automate it.
Yeah.
The day you get paid, a percentage is automatically transferred to your investment account. You never even see it. You learn to live on the rest. This single habit is more powerful than 100 complex budgeting apps.
Because it prioritizes your freedom. And once you're paying yourself first, the next move is key number 13, aggressive debt elimination. We're talking about high-interest consumer debt, credit cards, personal loans. This isn't just a financial drain, it's a psychological anchor.
It's the anti-investment. A credit card charging 20% interest means you have to earn a 20% guaranteed return on your investments just to break even.
Wow.
It's an impossible hurdle. Use the debt snowball or debt avalanche method. I prefer the avalanche for its mathematical efficiency, but the most important thing is to have a focused, intense plan to kill it.
While you're doing that, you need a shield. That's key number 14, building your emergency fund. This is your shock absorber. 3 to 6 months of essential living expenses sitting in a high-yield savings account.
Right.
This isn't an investment, it's insurance. It's what keeps you from having to sell your investments at the worst possible time, or go back into debt when your car breaks down.
Exactly. It turns a potential catastrophe into a mere inconvenience.
Yes.
And with that shield in place, you can focus on offense. Key number 15, maximizing your income potential. Your primary income is your most powerful wealth building tool in the beginning. You need to grow it.
How? That brings us to key number 16, the art of negotiation. So many people are terrified to ask for a raise. They wait to be given one. You have to be your own advocate. Research your market value, document your accomplishments, and be prepared to make a clear, data-backed case for why you deserve more.
A single 10% raise, if invested, can be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars over a career.
Wow.
The ROI on learning to negotiate is astronomical. But don't stop there. This is where we get into key number 17, multiple income streams.
The old saying, don't put all your eggs in one basket, applies perfectly to your income. Relying on a single JOB is incredibly fragile in today's economy. A second or third stream provides stability.
We need to differentiate here between key number 18, passive versus active income. An active stream is like a second job or freelance work. You're trading time for money. Passive income is from assets you own, rental income, stock dividends, royalties from a book, affiliate marketing.
Okay.
The goal is to use your active income to build or buy passive income streams.
which can start with key number 19, a side hustle. This is your laboratory, a low-risk way to test a business idea, learn new skills, and generate extra cash to pour into debt elimination or investing. It could be anything from walking dogs to building websites to selling crafts online.
And for some, that side hustle evolves into key number 20, entrepreneurship. This is where you create a system that can generate income without your direct hour-for-hour involvement. And we have to make the critical distinction here between key number 21, self-employed versus business owner.
Oh, this is a big one. Explain it.
A self-employed person, a freelance writer, a solo attorney, owns a job.
Right.
If they stop working, the income stops. A business owner owns a system, a business that can operate without them. They have employees, processes, and technology. The goal is to move from being self-employed to being a business owner. That's how you achieve true scale and freedom.
And a key tool for that is key number 22, leveraging technology. Whether it's using software to automate marketing, AI to handle customer service, or e-commerce platforms to sell globally, technology is the great force multiplier for the modern wealth builder.
Don't forget defense, key number 23, tax optimization. It's not about what you make, it's about what you keep. This isn't tax evasion, it's tax avoidance. It's legally using every available deduction and account, like a 401k, IRA, or HSA, to minimize your tax burden and maximize your investment capital.
You need a good CPA in your corner for this. This is not a DIY project once you have some complexity. Just like you need key number 24, insurance as protection. The right insurance, health, disability, term life, protects your entire financial engine from being derailed by an unexpected event.
It's a foundational piece of defense. And the final key in the engine room, a crucial one, is key number 25, avoiding lifestyle inflation. As your income goes up, the temptation is to immediately upgrade your car, your house, your vacations.
The golden handcuffs. You start making more money, but you're no wealthier because your expenses rise to meet your income. The trick is to keep your lifestyle relatively stable and divert the majority of every raise, every bonus, directly into your investment engine.
Yeah.
That's the fuel for our next section.
All right. Part 3, the multiplier. The engine is built and running. Now we add the turbocharger. And it all starts with the most powerful force in the universe, as Einstein supposedly called it, key number 26, compound interest.
It's the 8th wonder of the world. It's your money making money, and then that money making more money.
Yes.
It's a slow, boring process at first. Your first $100 earns a few dollars. It's unimpressive. But over 30 or 40 years, the curve becomes exponential. The last few years of growth can be greater than the first few decades combined.
This is why starting early is more important than starting with a lot of money. A 20-year-old investing $300 a month can easily end up with more money than a 30-year-old who invests $1,000 a month.
Wow.
Simply because they have 2 extra decades of compounding. Time is your greatest asset.
But compounding needs a vehicle, which brings us to key number 27, the difference between investing versus saving. Saving is putting money in a bank account.
Yeah.
It's safe, but with inflation, you're actually losing purchasing power every year. Investing is buying assets that have the potential to grow and generate returns greater than inflation.
Saving is for short-term goals and your emergency fund. Investing is for long-term wealth creation. And the most accessible starting point for most people is key number 28, the stock market, specifically through index funds.
An index fund is a simple, brilliant concept. Instead of trying to pick the one winning stock out of thousands, you buy a single fund that holds all the stocks in a major index, like the S&P 500.
Right.
You're guaranteed the average market return over time, which has historically been around 10% annually.
You win by betting on the entire forest, not by trying to find the one magic tree. It's the ultimate get-rich-slowly and surely scheme. It removes the ego and the guesswork. But some people want more cash flow, which leads to key number 30, dividend stocks.
Right. These are typically large, stable companies that pay out a portion of their profits to shareholders, usually quarterly. So not only do you get potential stock price appreciation, but you also get a regular, predictable cash stream.
Passive income that you can live on or, more powerfully, reinvest to buy more shares, which then pay you more dividends. That's compounding on steroids.
But to do any of this, you must understand key number 30, your risk tolerance. How do you feel when the market drops 20%? Do you see it as a sale and a buying opportunity, or do you panic and sell everything? Your emotional ability to stomach volatility will determine what kind of investor you can be. Be honest with yourself.
This is crucial. Your portfolio has to be one you can stick with. For some, the volatility of the stock market is too much. They prefer something more tangible, which is key number 31, direct real estate investing, buying a physical property and renting it out.
The pros are obvious. It's a physical asset you can see and touch. You get cash flow from rent, potential appreciation, and massive tax advantages. The cons,
Yeah?
it's not passive. You're a landlord. Toilets break at 2 a.m. You have to deal with tenants.
Which is why many people prefer key number 32, indirect real estate, through REITs or real estate investment trusts. You can buy them just like a stock. It's a company that owns and operates a portfolio of properties, malls, apartment buildings, data centers. You get the benefits of real estate ownership, dividends, and appreciation without having to be a landlord.
This always leads to the big debate, key number 33, stocks versus real estate. Which is better?
The answer is
Yes.
they both are excellent wealth-building tools. Stocks are more liquid, more passive, and have a lower barrier to entry.
Right.
Real estate allows for leverage, using the bank's money to buy a large asset, and offers better tax benefits. The truly wealthy often don't choose. They incorporate both into their portfolio.
And they don't stop there. Key number 34, alternative investments. What are we talking about here, Mike?
This is everything outside of traditional stocks and bonds. It could be investing in startups as an angel investor, buying cryptocurrency, art, collectibles, or private equity. This is typically for more sophisticated investors and should only be a small portion of a portfolio. It's the high-risk, high-reward satellite to your core, stable investments.
And no matter what you invest in, you must conquer the final boss of this section. Key number 35, the dangers of emotional investing. Buying high during a frenzy of greed and selling low during a panic. This is the single greatest destroyer of wealth for the average investor.
The data is clear. Individual investors dramatically underperform the market averages simply because they let their emotions dictate their decisions. The key is to have a plan, automate your investments, and then do nothing. Let the system work. Tune out the noise.
And that brings us to our final section. Part 4, the legacy. You've built the mindset, the engine, the multiplier. You've achieved financial freedom. Now what? Key number 36 is about generational wealth.
This is thinking beyond your own lifetime. It's about setting up trusts, teaching your children and grandchildren financial literacy, teaching your children and grandchildren financial literacy, and creating a framework so the wealth you built can be a blessing, not a curse, for future generations. The old proverb, the first generation makes it, the second generation spends it, and the third generation loses it. The goal is to break that cycle with education and structure.
It's a fascinating contrast to key number 37, the die with zero philosophy. This idea, popularized by Bill Perkins, argues that your goal should be to die with a net worth of zero.
Right.
That you should spend and give away all of your money during your lifetime, maximizing your own life experiences and the impact you can have while you're alive.
It's a very active, intentional approach. And that intentionality extends to key number 38, the philanthropic endgame. For many of the world's wealthiest, the ultimate goal becomes giving it away. Andrew Carnegie's Gospel of Wealth, the idea that it's a disgrace to die rich and that one's fortune should be deployed for the public good.
We see this with the Gates Foundation, the Giving Pledge. It's a shift from accumulation to distribution. This often requires a whole new mindset, which is our penultimate key. Key number 39, the billionaire mindset.
How is that different from the millionaire mindset we started with?
It's a difference of scale and vision. A millionaire thinks about funding their retirement.
Okay.
A billionaire thinks about changing an entire industry, solving a global problem like climate change, or making humanity a multiplanetary species. They are not thinking about problems they can solve in their lifetime. They are thinking about problems that will take generations to solve. They operate on a completely different timeline and with a different definition of possible.
It's the ultimate abundance mentality. The pie isn't just bigger. They're thinking about creating entirely new universes of pies. And that brings us to the end of our list, to our final key. Key number 40.
Key number 40. The unseen